Hi guys, my name is Lauren Gaskell. I wanted to give you guys a little introduction about myself. So my husband and I live on the outskirts of Ozark in like the Springfield region-wide area. We are actually expecting our first little girl in October, and we're very excited about that. This is my fourth year, or going into my fourth year as a special ed teacher in the same district. I teach high needs special ed, and my kids are range between 11 and 13 are their ages, and most of the students have Down syndrome, autism, cerebral palsy, or some other multiple disability that's honestly super rare and uncommon. The most common students with disabilities that I have are Down syndrome and autism. Most of my students require one-on-one para support, or like a group of 2 to 3 on 1, something like that. I completed my master's at Missouri State in special education with an emphasis in autism. I highly promote the MSU special ed master's and the undergrad. I completed my undergrad there as well. I fell in love with the professors, the content. I just loved it all. I had so much classroom experience before I even got into the classroom. It was such a great opportunity. And one of my professors was actually a board certified behavior analyst, and encouraged me to go after that certification as well. I finished that in November of last year, and so I have been using it in my classroom on a daily basis, and I am very thankful that I was able to get certified as a BCBA. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about content creation. I use this a lot, especially during virtual learning when the COVID shutdown happened. And then as I had students that were slowly working their way back into the classroom, I used it with them as well. And even during snow days or during quarantine situations, I've still been able to use these digital activities that I've created. Additionally, I sell a lot of the digital activities that I created on Teacher by Teacher. You'll actually get to see a lot of those throughout the workshop. If you attend my next workshop, it will be talking specifically about how to get things ready to sell on Teacher by Teacher and some ways to be successful with that. I look forward to talk to you guys about content creation. Hi guys, welcome to my workshop about content creation. The first thing I want to remind you is that you need to log in, which you probably already have if you're here. You're going to view the housekeeping module on the next slide, and then you're going to take a pre-test. The pre-test basically just gives us a basis of what you know so that we can compare it to what you've learned by the end of the course. Next, you're going to watch modules 1 through 7. The last module is actually just an explanation of our final project. Modules 1 through 6 give you an overview of the course and how to use Google Slides and all the things we're going to learn throughout this workshop. Next, you're going to do your final project. The final project is due within about 30 days. There could be some updates on this that you will receive an email or notification through Blackboard about. We will review the final project in the 7th module. I will explain like everything you need to know and what you need to do to get it completed. Lastly, there is a post-test. It'll be identical to the pre-test, and just try your best, do the best that you can, and we'll use it just for data purposes, nothing super specific. For this workshop, we're going to be going over the ins and outs of Teacher by Teacher and how to get started selling unique products that you make. We are going to use this presentation as kind of like a how-to video, or like a how-to resource, because there will be a lot of tutorials, especially when it comes to creating covers and previews and that sort of thing for your products that you're going to sell on Teacher by Teacher. And when you're completing your final project, you can refer back to these videos that I've created to help you and walk you through the process as you create your product or your cover and that sort of thing. We'll talk more about the final project in a future slide. During this presentation, we have a few objectives. So the first thing we're gonna learn how to do is we're going to learn to establish your own Teacher Pay Teacher store and a logo, and we're gonna learn about different copyright laws. These laws are super important when you're creating content and posting it on Teacher Pay Teacher. There are some different things with Teacher Pay Teacher that if you do your copyright incorrectly, they will send you an email, take down your product that you created that infringes on those laws, and then they will give you two warnings, and then they will shut your store down. So it's very important that you follow directions with copyright and that you research things for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. During this workshop, you will become an expert at using Google Slides. PowerPoint pretty much works the same way. It has a few more options than Google Slides. I typically just use Google Slides or Canva to create my covers and previews. You will also familiarize yourself with programs such as Canva, Remove.bg, and Google Slides. And lastly, we will demonstrate your ability to create a TPT listing. So you will work on creating an entire listing, including a cover page and a preview. And that's what you'll turn in for your final project. But we'll talk more about that in future slides. As a teacher, you probably know the purpose of Teacher Pay Teacher. Most teachers have used it. If not, log on. It is an incredible resource. It is so cool because there are so many talented teachers across the US, and I think even some international, that create units, activities, worksheets, printables, videos, and whole curriculums for students. And it's a really, really awesome resource, especially for special ed teachers, because we don't get a lot of curriculum and resources when we step into those teaching roles. Most of it we have to create on our own. And using Teacher Pay Teacher can cut down on some of that time and effort that you put into creating your resources. And honestly, most of them look very professional, especially if you find top-notch sellers. I know there's some adulting and sped. There's there's different ones, and if you just start searching for what you need, if you need file folders, search file folders in the search bar, and you will find high quality, using real pictures, whatever that looks like for your classroom and for your students' needs. I tend to make a lot of my own stuff and then I sell it, and that's kind of how it works. So a lot of these teachers create things that they will use in their classroom and then they turn around and sell it. So that's kind of how it works with Teacher Pay Teacher. There are things in Teacher Pay Teacher specifically for teachers, like planners, curriculum, outlines, those sort of things, templates, binder covers, anything you can think of, cubby labels, all of that stuff. And then there's things specifically for the students, like activities, worksheets, that sort of thing. In the next slide, we are going to talk about membership benefits. Okay, so this is super important when setting up your TPT store. At first, feel free to just create a basic seller membership. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. The thing is when you only have 1 or 2 items posted, maybe $1 each or something like that, it's not really worth paying for the premium seller membership. As soon as you start posting things, I would say even up to 5 things in your store that are for more than $1, it definitely is worth it. I spent probably about 2 years when I first started selling in the basic seller membership. I did not upgrade to the premium until I realized hey, I can make a lot of money doing this. And I was making probably $15 a month with the basic seller membership. And so once I upgraded to the premium, I started collecting 25% more, and they took out half of the transaction fee. So it definitely helps. You get more profit. And it's like when you sell something for $5 and you're only getting like $2.50 or $2.75 for it, it makes it feel like it's not worth it. It's like, okay, cool, I sold something, and that's always exciting, but it's like, I'm not making any money doing this. So I definitely recommend, if you have more than one thing to post, upgrade to that premium seller membership. It pays off in the long run. The premium seller membership is $60 a year, and most months I make $60 or more, depending on like if it's summer or, you know, August, you start making a lot more. So it's like most of the time I can pay that premium seller membership fee back in 1 month. It doesn't take long at all. So when you are on a basic seller membership, you make 55% of your sales, like a commission. When you're on the premium, you make 80%. Like that's almost 100% of your sales. Your transaction fee under the basic seller membership is 30 cents. Your transaction fee on the premium seller is 15. But if somebody buys something totaling more than $3, there is no transaction fee. So let's say you are selling something for $2. So if you're on a basic seller membership, you're going to get 30 cents taken off, and you're only going to get 55% of that like $2 resource. So you're not making very much. And then let's say you're making or you're on the premium seller, so you're going to get 80% of $2, plus they're only going to take 15 cents. And if that person bought more than one thing, so maybe there's something that they bought from someone else's shop or from your shop, any order totaling more than $3, they won't even take out that at all. So you're saving, or you're gaining a lot of money by upgrading to the premium seller membership. So there's some other cool features as well to this premium seller membership. However, the biggest thing is how much money you can be bringing in and how much more profit you're making by upgrading to the premium seller membership. And I get no reimbursement for broadcasting this. I just, like, my heart is to help you guys, and I definitely know that I wish I would have done it sooner. As soon as I started making even $5 a month in my shop, I wish I would have upgraded. And it was one of those things that I had sold enough and saved it in my PayPal account, and we'll talk more about payout in a minute. I had saved more than $60 in my PayPal account that I had earned from Teacher Pay Teacher, and that's what I used to pay that. So it didn't even come out of my like normal bank account. I was able to use my Teacher Pay Teacher sellings for it. So it's definitely worth it. Okay, so payout. The payout is sent to a linked PayPal account. You have to have a PayPal account in order to get your money. If you earn more than $50,000 in a month, and it happens apparently, they will send you multiple payments. PayPal only allows up to $50,000 deposits. So let's say you made $150,000, they will send it to you in the course of 3 days. So they will send 50,000, 50,000, 50,000 until they've, paid out all of your money to you. The payout is monthly. I usually get mine on like the 18th. It's no later than the 21st. So whatever money I made in January, I will get paid for on February 21st, or by February 21st. So your earnings arrive a month late. Optional expenses such as advertising costs are automatically deducted from your payout. So if you choose to do advertising or anything like that, they will just take it from your payout. And I'm assuming that if your payout cost is, or if you, let's say you only made $5 and your advertising cost is $10, I'm assuming they would take it out of your PayPal account. I'm not really sure on that. So